Introduction. The first one we talk about introduction. Google Translate is a free multilingual machine translation service developed by Google to translate text. It offers a website interface, mobile app for Android and iOS, an API that helps developers build browser extensions or software applications. You could use Google Translate to get a sense of what something means in another language, but anything more than a single phrase would be accurate translation. Now we talk about the price of Google Translation. 1. It's free. Obviously, you don't have to pay anyone for the translation services. 2. Then it's convenient. All you have to do is just pay your tax to get its immediate translation. There's no need for communicating with people and discuss terms of cooperation. 3. Google Translate is quick. It takes seconds to receive a ready translation of your short text. Who has time for a dictionary to look up every word in an emergency situation? A rough overview translation is very helpful in situations where you are trying to get a grasp of something quickly. For example, someone stole your wallet while you are traveling in an unfamiliar country. You will need Google Translate to communicate with the nearest police officer. 4. It recognizes almost any language. It's very difficult to find a human translator who knows all the languages in the world when Google Translation provides translation for over 100 different languages. Now, next we talk about cons. 1. With Google Translate, the meaning can be lost in translation because there is no way to incorporate context. The complexity of the text, as well as any context, cannot be interpreted without a true knowledge of the language. Direct translation or word-by-word translation is common with Google Translate and often results in nonsensical literal translation, while professional translators have to spend time searching for it before the translation. In many cases, the result from Google Translate shows us something ridiculous and funny. Now, the next cause of translation is 2. The quality of translation is dependent on the language pair. Which source and target languages are involved also affect the quality of the translation. Since Google's web-based translation database is built primarily from existing online translation, common translation for languages. For example, Spanish or English tend to be more accurate, while translation for other languages that are not available in Google database are less likely to be accurate. That means the accuracy of the translation depends on the popularity date of that language. 3. Google Translate often produces translations that contain significant grammatical errors. This is due to the fact that Google's translation system uses a method based on language pair frequency that does not take into account grammatical rules. In short, you have to be careful with this tool in translation. At least, you should have a common knowledge about languages in general. Don't fully trust the tool to give you an exact translation of a text. If there is no other choice and you need to translate something which will not impact your life or business in any major way, then go ahead and use Google Translate. Or if you must use Google Translate, make sure that you have a native speaker proof feed and review the text.